register to vote?
Basically, if you don't vote, you don't count, and if you don't vote, you can't whine.
Voting, every vote counts and makes an impact, so I want to be a voice in my country.
I'm registered to vote because I believe that it is something that us as Americans have a right to do, and if you aren't registered and don't vote, that's just silly. You're missing on a good right.
Well, I mean, I've never actually voted before in any election, and I guess growing up, I have an older brother, and he's very political. He's moderate political, but the importance to vote was always kind of stressed. Like, you should get your voice out there and all of that. And this being my first election that I'm able to vote, I'm excited about it, I guess.
I never got around to it, and then ultimately I didn't feel like it was a necessity for me, because regardless of who wins, neither of them really reflect my views. So
Why?
no matter what happens, it's not really representing me.
Basically, if the very first step to making sure that we have elected officials that are sensitive to our concerns as citizens and as students, we need to actually show them that we're a threat at the polls. But politicians spend a lot of time talking about issues like Medicare and Social Security. And the reason is that the elderly and older Americans vote really reliably. And so those are issues that they feel are important to talk about because those people are a barrier to them getting elected. If we want them to talk about stuff like college affordability and student debt, having jobs when we graduate, we need to show that we too are a threat at the polls if we want our issues to be part of the political conversation.
Obama.
I think Barack Obama will win the election this year.
I'm hoping Obama will win.
At this point, I believe Barack Obama will win the presidential election.
Well, both of them affect because Romney doesn't really want to give money to people, and Obama's trying to get students money so everybody can get to college and get an education and get a job. So yeah, they both affect.
Probably neither one. I don't think Barack or Romney are looking out for the 18 to 20-year-old college student. They're not going to make loans any cheaper. They're not going to, help me get money for rent. But, looking towards the future, they may set up better things that when I'm an adult out of college will help me in the future.
Definitely Obama, because he's more willing to help the people more, especially at Temple, we see the inner city. He's definitely more willing to help smaller economies, smaller people grow and get the jobs that they need. As a college student, I don't even know if there's going to be a job, especially as a communications major. I don't even know if I'm going to have a job when I graduate. I doubt it.
If you don't have people that are invested in the system and are willing to actually come out and participate in that most basic, step one way, first you need that, and then you need politicians that realize that their citizens are engaged and paying attention. You can't convince them to vote one way or the other if they don't think there's a constituency back home that will ultimately hold them accountable in the polls the next election season.
I wanna be elected. I'm counting in the vote, and I told you.